Mediterranean plus bone broth plus keto equals an amazing soup recipe. So what I have here is some fond bone broth, which is an epic culinary bone broth. So darn good, made from chicken feet, chicken backs, and chicken bones, like just straight up simple ingredients. So in this case, I'm going to use a fond bone broth that is sage, thyme, and rosemary. Okay, very Mediterranean spices, but these Mediterranean spices are also very rich in something called hispidulene, which is exactly what we are after if you're doing a ketogenic diet, as it can help what is called PPAR alpha and help you get a little bit more fat adapted, meaning help your body learn to utilize fat as an energy source within the mitochondria. Anyhow, enough nerdy gobbledygook. Let's go ahead and heat this up. Go ahead and add some thyme into here as well. Even though this bone broth already has thyme in it, I want some fresh thyme in there as well because I actually want to eat the herb a little bit too. So the fun thing is Mediterranean is not a style of eating, it is a region, okay? So keto is a dietary pattern, okay? Paleo is a dietary pattern. Mediterranean is a region. So that means they're perpendicular diets, which means Mediterranean can intersect with all kinds of different diets. You got Mediterranean vegan, you get a Mediterranean paleo, Mediterranean keto. So you're getting all the benefits of the geography of that region, right? Of the benefits of Mediterranean, but you're combining it with the additional benefits of a ketogenic protocol. So this recipe is epic because it combines both of those plus the potential gut health benefits that you're gonna get from bone broth as well. Right, now that that's heated up a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I'm gonna add to it, then we're gonna throw it back on the stovetop. So in this case, I have 4 ounces of diced chicken. Go ahead and add that in there. You want nice and lean chicken. Don't go for the fattier cuts in this case. Okay, we want nice, lean chicken breast. Okay, then, this may sound crazy, but in this case, I have Marcona almonds that have olive oil on them. So it's almonds with olive oil. Have you ever had almonds in soup before? Trust me, it's delicious because it gives it that crunch that you normally get. Normally you'll see things like carrots and stuff like that, but we don't want the sugar from the carrots in this case. I want the fats and I want the good quality proteins and the fiber that are coming from these almonds. So we'll go ahead and we'll mix that up a little bit. And the nice thing about fond bone broth is fond has all kinds of different flavors. This particular flavor just worked really well and lended itself perfectly to a Mediterranean ketogenic diet, but Mediterranean in general. This other one that would be the second best one that you would use for this recipe is gonna be the lemon, radish, onion, and garlic. You're gonna have those prebiotic fibers that you want that are very good when it comes down to, well, short chain fatty acid production within the gut. Again, all things focused on gut. So fond bone broth, super high quality, and again, very culinary focused with their different flavor profiles. Before I heat this up, there's one more thing I wanna add. Ghee. Okay, ghee is clarified butter or a form of clarified butter where they basically cook out all the milk solids and you're left with only butter fat. Why is this considered Mediterranean? Well, Mediterranean still utilizes dairy. It's just not used in copious amounts. Obviously, they use high quality cheeses and things like that. But I love ghee because it has a high smoke point, and I'm just gonna add about 2 to 3 tablespoons in here just to give it a little bit more body. High smoke point, but it is also very, very high in what is called butyric acid or butyrate. That converts into ketones very, very fast. What that means is shortly after consuming this soup, you might see your ketone levels actually go up a little bit. And that's simply because beta hydroxybutyrate, which is the main ketone body, is very similar to butyrate. Butyrate, beta hydroxybutyrate, only one hydroxy group off. I know, again, scientific gobbledygook, but that's what I'm here for, making scientific recipes. Get this to a nice simmer. And the nice thing is fond bone broth is slow simmered for 19 hours ahead of time. So you don't need to be simmering this for a really long time. I just want to get a little bit more of that thyme flavor in there, a little bit more of those ingredients that I'm after and those flavonoids that I'm after within that thyme. You can also add sage and rosemary and get a lot of the same effect. Rosemary has a very specific one additionally, so you can kind of get that special flavonol that's going to help you out there with fatty acid utilization. Okay, I think that's good. Let's go pull it over here. Okay, so now that this is all hot, let's go ahead and let's get some of that thyme in there in a bowl. Ooh, this smells so good. I mean, the bone broth already has all these flavors in it, but now with the thyme and the olive oil and the salt from the almonds, so good. And that ghee just gives a whole different consistency and flavor to it. Now, this is goat cheese. Goat cheese is one of the most Mediterranean cheeses that you could have. Okay, goat cheese is going to be rich in caprylic acid, in MCTs. So not only are you driving up ketone levels, but you also have less of some of the casein proteins that are a little bit not so good for you in regular cheese. So you have a different kind of set of proteins that are in there. So I always lean in towards goat cheese whenever I can. Then I'm gonna top it off with a little bit of avocado that I've already diced up. And I know it doesn't seem practical for a soup to have avocado on it, but avocado tastes delicious when it's in soup. You just don't want to cook it into it. You want to add it to the top. Let's go ahead and let's give this a try. Make sure I get a little bit of everything. Okay, I've got some avocado. I've got that goat cheese. I've got an almond. Let's try that. A little bit of that thyme. The almonds are what do it. People wouldn't think that almonds in soup are good. They're absolutely delicious, especially this kind when it's mixed with these different flavors. So you have that warm, buttery saltiness of the bone broth, along with the thickness and the butteriness that you also get from the ghee. But then you get the smooth, like soft texture of an avocado, the tenderness of chicken, and then the crunch of an almond. I can't even explain the different textures that you have working for you. It's like this crazy extravaganza inside my mouth, and it's a Mediterranean extravaganza, which means there's probably really happy people and a lot of good food. So definitely make sure that you check out fond bone broth and use it for all your cooking needs. This stuff is amazing. So many different flavors. As always, I'll see you soon.